What is going on, everybody on YouTube? It's Brock here, or Brock O'Clock, or Super Gaza, or whatever you know me as, and today I decided that, well, I guess I decided this a while ago. This is about my third or fourth take trying to make one of these videos. I wasn't happy with the camera quality, and then I tried my phone camera, but the audio's not good on my phone, so it's like one big fucking puzzle mess after whatever. But I'm going to show off my Sega Genesis collection today. The reason I'm showing off game collections is because I still can't film Let's Plays right now due to a broken window at the residence in which I live, I suppose you could say. And the only videos I can really work on right now is, like, I can do the podcast, so I'll probably do a podcast today, actually, and then, I can work on that Yu-Gi-Oh! Video, Art of the Cards, or whatever I'm calling it, I still don't know yet, but that's about it, that's all I can work on right now, so I decided it'd be fun to show off my game collection. People like game collection videos, and I do have a bit of a collection. Now, this is going to be a smaller one, and I know this intro's long, so I'll put a link in the description, you know, for anybody who doesn't give a fuck about the intro, because I know some people don't, but don't fret, you know, if this one seems small. I have plenty of games, and that's not even all of them, to go through. I'm just doing, like, one console at a time. I haven't decided how I'm gonna, like, how often I'll do this, or how much, but anyways, let's get started. Sega Genesis, so I have Sonic, obviously, in the box. I like to get all my games in the box, just a heads up going in. Physical, with all the stuff, whatever. I've actually turned down some pretty rare games, just because, like, they'll have a fake case, or, you know, whatever, at my local game shop. My local game shop prints, like, if they have a jewel case to replace it with, they'll just print out the, like, the label here, or the, you know, the artwork, and I don't do that shit. So, yeah, this one I did find, with the instruction manual and everything. That's pretty cool. It's got the artwork, and then, of course, the cartridge, which, if you notice, it says not for resale. Not only does it say that on the cartridge, but the box, which, if I remember correctly, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that, those are the ones that, like, would come with the consoles. So, like, you could get the, you know, the games with the console. Sometimes you'll see that in a minute, you know, with that right there. But, spoiler. But, yeah, so I believe this must be one of the ones that came with the consoles. Oops, I just zoomed in there. My bad. And, yeah, so I have Sonic 1. We'll just put that off to the side. I actually don't have Sonic 2, which is the first, like, video game I ever played, so that's kind of a bummer. But I have Sonic and Knuckles here, in the box, or in the slit box. This game, if you didn't know, can come in two, so, like, you can find Sonic and Knuckles in one of these boxes with the clip, you know, whatever. But I found it like this. Apparently this one's a little harder to come by. I don't know if that really makes it better. I'm just assuming that it's, excuse me, harder to come by, just because, like, you know, these cardboard boxes. You know, Nintendo didn't have it right back in the day. Sega had it right. In terms of the boxes, it's much easier to find a complete Sega Genesis game than it is, like, an NES or an SNES, because they came in cardboard, and even a Nintendo 64 game. So yeah, Sonic and Knuckles. We've got Sonic 3 here. Also has, I believe this one has all the stuff. Yeah, has this little thing, which is an advertisement for other, if I can get it open, Sega products here. It's like a poster. I'm not going to open it fully, but yeah. Cartridge on this one's a little not great. It's alright. The instructions kind of suck. For one thing, I don't know if this was like a store that did this back in the day, but they're fucking laminated, whoops, on the front here, and the back is just torn to shit, but, you know, the inside's all good. So, Sonic 3, I do have that one. Oops, I'll put that back later. And then we've got Streets of Rage 2. And when I was buying this from my local game shop, and I've played Streets of Rage 1, I know what the case looks like, but for some reason, maybe I just hadn't seen it in so long, and I know what the case to this game looked like too. Even though I never owned it, I'd seen the case before, and I'd played the game. But when I bought it, I was just like, huh, cool, Streets of Rage in the box. Wow, no way. I love that game. The first one specific. I mean, I love them all, but like, the only thing this didn't have was the instructions. It just came with this little fucking whatever. Then this super slick black cartridge for stuff. But yeah, and then I bought it, and I was like, oh wait, that's a 2. You could barely fucking see it, like, from, you know, I'm seeing it. Imagine I'm in a game store, right? And they put the rare games, so, you know, not that this is super rare, I bought it for $20, but, they put some of the, you know, more collectible-y, I guess, kind of games in a glass case, so I'm looking at it like this, and there's like a light glare, you know, and I'm like, oh, Streets of Rage. Like, you can't even see that too. So, like, I just didn't even know. That's a recent one. And since my Genesis collection is so short, and my Dreamcast one is, I figured I'd just plop these in here too. So we're going Dreamcast as well. I actually don't have a Dreamcast console right now. Unfortunately, it got sold a long time ago. That's a story for another day. I'm not even the one that sold it, so I wasn't too happy about it, but yeah, I got Sonic Adventure obviously here, and it's this is not the same copy. This is actually the original, like, case I had, or rather, like, the instructions. I don't know, like, how often instructions change over time, especially since the Dreamcast was short-lived, but I do remember the version of Sonic Adventure I had when I was a kid. Well, I had 2 copies of it. One of them was the, like, All-Stars version, where, like, on the right here where it says Sega Dreamcast says, like, Sega All-Stars or some shit like that. But the exact same instruction manual did have Flag to Flag and Sega Bass Fishing on the back, at least of the one that was not the All-Star. I don't remember what the All-Star Edition had, if it was different or not, but whatever. I just thought that was really cool. I was like, oh, it's like the same time frame, because they do change up instruction manuals, or at least they used to, you know, over time, where they'd advertise something different on the back for an older game. So, you know, whatever. And then, of course, Sonic Adventure 2. My local game shop right now, before I say almost nothing about this game, does have Skies of Arcadia on the Dreamcast, and it's like, oh man, that would be it would be so awesome, but it's really expensive. They're selling it for like $70. It does have everything, original instructions and everything, but once again, like, I don't have a Dreamcast right now. The only reason I got these is because, like, I don't see it too often. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 in the case, and I played them so much as a kid. And not only that, Skies of Arcadia is on the GameCube as well, and I hear that version's even better. Little advertisement for Phantasy Star Online, which I do not have that game anyway. So yeah, it's mostly a Sonic collection here. I promise most of my video game collection, like, over there, is not just all Sonic, but this is Sega as well. And then I just have this, I guess. I still have... This, actually, is the one I had when I was a kid. The demo disc. And, yeah, this is how I discovered most Genesis, or, Dreamcast games. So I actually played Power Stone on here. There's a demo for that. Ready to Rumble I owned. So that's what that big dude's from. House of the Dead 2 had a demo on here. That's how I first played House of the Dead. And, it wasn't all, like, demos. Some of it was just trailers. So, like, let me see here. I think if you find, like, NBA, so you see the NBA logo, like, there was trailers for sports games you couldn't actually play, like NBA. And then the disc, you know, I do obviously still have the... Let me get it out here. I still have the disc, but it doesn't look too good. You probably can't tell very well in the camera. but it is super fucking scratched up. You can't really tell all that well. Oh, hi me. I can see myself in the... Anyway, last but not least, we have the console itself, which I gave you a sneak peek of the box earlier. So I did get a Genesis console a few months back, actually, at this point. And I got the Model 2 specifically because that's the one I grew up with. So that's what I wanted. And it's the one that was supposed to come with columns, and it did, indeed. If I could just... Oh, shoot, I forgot. Sonic Spinball. Used to play that a lot as a kid. I don't know how I missed that. Also has instructions. Pretty decent cartridge? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. Anyway, yes, columns did in fact come with my Genesis, so that's good. I got the Model 2, like I said, because that's the one I can't talk today. That is the one that I had when I was a kid. Now, I don't know if the Model 3, like, what all is better about it, but I didn't really care. So, you know, it's got all the adapters, of course, the fucking standard-ass controller, which is nice, because I didn't want any of the weird ones to start with. And it even has, well, the instruction manual for columns. No box, of course, because it just came in that little slot there. But Columns is a great game, by the way. It even has, like, all the plastic. It doesn't make it more valuable, but it does have, like, all the plastic to, like, the cords that came with it. So that's weird that someone kept that. But whatever. And then it has this, yeah, let me get this out. These little, you get advertisement for Sega Visions, which was an old Sega magazine, you know. Not sure what this is. Just more, oh, yeah. More advertisements for the Sega accessories, like the shitty-ass Sega Activator. I don't know if that's showing up weird on the camera based on the way I'm holding it, but... the 6-button arcade pad, I actually owned that as a kid, too. That was my Player 2 controller when people would come over. Greatest Heavyweights, Ranger SR. I'm just looking at the games. Yeah, so whatever. There's that, too. That's in it. Just one last thing before I end this video is, I gotta say, like, the back of the box for this is awesome. And if you remember, like, I don't think game consoles nowadays really do this. Like, I could go get my PS4 box, my 360 box, probably even my Xbox One box. Yeah, no, that one doesn't have it either. Where they used to put all these, like, games on the back, and they'd put pictures, like Sonic 3, Ren and Stimpy, Echo the Dolphin, Subterranea, NFL Football 94, starring Joe Montana. Great. Shinobi 3, Jurassic Park. Like, I always just thought it was so cool. Like, my grandma had the Dreamcast at her place, I assume, because my dad wanted it when he was a kid. Or when he was younger. I guess he wasn't a kid at that point, but whatever. I was a kid at that point. And I used to take the Dreamcast box and I'd just stare at the back and look at the pictures of all the games I could be playing. Not that I'd want to play Home Alone 2, but, you know, I just, whatever. And then more advertisements for Sega shit, like the Activator on the back. The Sega CD, which there's a picture of Echo on Sega CD, and a picture of Sonic, which they don't really look all that different from regular old Sonic and Echo, but that's why the Sega CD fucking sucked. So, anyways, yeah, that's my Genesis collection there, and my Dreamcast collection. I just threw them both in because they were so, you know, small. But yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Whatever, you know, all that stuff. Self-promo. I'm not going to go through it all. You can follow me on Twitch, blah, 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 blah. I will be making more videos of my game collection, so that is the one plug that I will say. Seriously, you should subscribe if you're interested in seeing more. I don't know which one I'm going to do next, but like I said, I have a whole collection over there. This was the first episode, so some trial and error. This is one of my favorites, is the Game Boy Advance, but it's spoilers. Spoilers, you probably just saw all of them. In the case, whatever. GameCube, Switch, I'm going to go through everything, even if, whether it's modern or retro. So The only thing I probably won't go through is my digital games. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I will hopefully have more Let's Plays up and gaming content videos soon besides just these, but thank you. Okay, fun little side note. I found the instructions to Miss Pac-Man in the Genesis box. Alright, whatever. Thank you.